Hello and welcome to the Ice Guys. This is the show that takes you into the world of the National Hockey League. Every game, every day, from a betting perspective. With pro sports handicappers Ian Cameron, Alex B. Smith, and various guests from the world of hockey and sports betting. And now, here's your host, Ian Cameron.
Welcome to the Ice Guys, Wednesday, October 29th. Ian Cameron and Perla with you, ready to break down, one game in the NHL on this Wednesday night, Toronto and Columbus. It'll be a nice, quick show, which we need every now and then, especially after last night, and a 6-hour bet, and more than that, 8-hour bet cast when it was all said and done.
Wow.
Nearly till 2 a.m. Eastern. We ran right into the late night hours. Lots of fun. An incredible, not good, incredible betting night as far as results go and profits. It was one of the strongest, I think, overall plus unit performances I've had on a night where we've had a bet cast. So it was great. We cashed a few live winners too. The pregame stuff was really off the charts. I mean, I could go on forever. Over by Fecta in Carolina, Calgary, Toronto over, the over by Fecta in Colorado, Winnipeg getting it done. Anaheim is a big dog beating Florida. Chicago is my best bet beating Ottawa. You go on and on. We've got the San Jose team total, even though they lost the money line part of that. We split that. Montreal got it done. We had the Habs in the late night hours. I mean, I could go on. Unbelievable results. Huge night last night in the NHL. Great stuff. Great camaraderie, as always, with our viewers and our listeners on the betcast last night. We thank all of you for joining us. Plenty more betcasts are on the way. Our goal is to try to give you one free betcast a month and one Patreon exclusive live betcast per month for our members on the Patreon page starting in November. So we're very excited to be doing that moving forward, and we'll be rolling out even more betcasts, like 3 or 4 betcasts a month once we get into the new year and football winds down. So excited about that. Obviously, it was a huge night of NHL action across the board, and I think when you look at it overall, it was a lot of excitement, certainly. Across the NHL landscape. Just a quick hitter because, there's so many games, obviously, with all 32 teams in action, 16 games last night. But Philadelphia, nice 3-2 shootout win against Pittsburgh. Tough spot for the Penguins. Still to get a point out of that on a back-to-back for the Penguins, pretty good. But Philadelphia gets the 3-2 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins in a shootout there. Toronto deserved to beat Calgary. They were only in it because of Dustin Wolf. I thought the Leafs were the better team, and they found a way to win. Still some issues with Stolars at times last night, but they get the goals they needed. Max Domi, in particular, had a good night. 4-3 for the Leafs. They beat the Flames. Vegas against a depleted Carolina blue line, my gosh, which was a mash unit by the time that game ended last night. Already bad enough that you were missing the likes of Jacob Slavin, missing K-Andre Miller, and then you lost Shane Gostisbehere to injury during that game once again. And like I said, you're down to 5D and 3 of your starting defensemen out. And Vegas kind of made mincemeat of that Carolina blue line. A big 6-3 win for Vegas. We had the over by Fecta there. First period, full game over. Great to cash that. Sweep those 2 bets. So that was a good result. Carolina is going to be fine, but they do need to get healthier for sure on the blue line. We had Columbus with a 4-3 overtime win against Buffalo. This ended up being a pretty entertaining back and forth game. Jackets got the job done. We cashed with, I think, pretty much the whole group was in on Buffalo to get the first goal of the second period. So we were all liking that. It was good to cash that. I think that was a betcast group-wide wager that we all got in on. Anaheim, big dog of the night for me, the biggest dog that I liked on the board last night. They got it done. They blew a 2-0 lead. Wasn't thrilled about that. Had to sweat it, but Anaheim gets it done 3-2 in a shootout. Lukas Dostal, when Florida had a power play in overtime, he was absolutely tremendous to preserve that game, get it to the shootout, and obviously Anaheim gets the win in the shootout 3-2. So to be able to cash Anaheim money line, Anaheim team total over 2.5 was great. Boston 5-2 against the Islanders, death taxes and Islanders overs. We cashed the first period over and the full game over there in that game. Bruins with the 5-2 win. Islanders scoring, but also giving up goals for sure. Tampa Bay 5, Nashville 2. We had the Lightning team total over here. Another nice win with that. And a nice solid road win for Tampa Bay, who seem to be finding their footing a little bit after that rough start. They've now won 3 in a row. Winnipeg 4-3 over Minnesota in overtime. I did not deserve to win this one. Jets did not deserve to win this one. They were outplayed, outshot heavily. Minnesota carried the play. But Winnipeg was opportunistic, and they've got Connor Hellebuck. And sometimes regular season Connor Hellebuck is excellent, as we know. And obviously they get the win there. So still good to cash one where, look, it didn't exactly go. Jets probably shouldn't have won that game, but we'll take it. The 4-3 win in overtime there. That's the 9th straight win now for Winnipeg against Minnesota. They have completely dominated the Wild in that series. St. Louis struggles continue. 5-2 loss to the Detroit Red Wings last night. Injuries mounting as well for the Blues. So I got to admit, the level of concern is starting to go up for them. Dallas 1-0 shutout win over Washington. Nice shutout for Jake Ottinger in that game as they put the clamps down on the Capitals. Chicago 7-3 against Ottawa last night. Great win for the Blackhawks. Fun to watch. Connor Bedard, one of his breakout performances in his NHL career to this point with his first NHL hat trick. Excellent game from him. Donato scores. Nazar gets a couple of goals, including an empty netter. It was just an excellent all-around performance from the Blackhawks. Now, they did get a little loose defensively and sleepwalked a little bit with the 4-0 lead, but they snapped out of it, and they ended up getting the 7-3 win. Best bet winner for me was Chicago, plus 120 on the show yesterday. So great to be able to win that one with the Blackhawks as the best bet. Crazy game in Colorado. It was 5-0 Avs. New Jersey rolls right back into it with 4 unanswered goals to cut the lead to 5-4, and then Colorado pulls away all over again and eventually gets an 8-4 victory over the New Jersey Devils last night. 2-goal performance from McKinnon, 2-goal performance from Olofsson for the Colorado Avalanche. And it kind of felt like a tough spot for the Devils, with facing a Colorado team that had lost to New Jersey over the weekend, and now Colorado getting the rematch in Denver off a couple of losses to end that road trip, and they pounced on New Jersey early. They did let New Jersey back into it, but the Avalanche did eventually survive and win that game 8-4. Utah off to a 2-0 start against Edmonton, but Edmonton turned it around in a hurry with a 5-1 outburst in the second en route to a 6-3 win over the Utah Mammoth, cooling off the Mammoth, snapping their win streak in that game. Obviously, McDavid came to life with a couple of goals for the Oilers. So good bounce back for the Oilers after a couple of losses over the weekend in Seattle and Vancouver. Speaking of Vancouver, they get blanked by the New York Rangers 2-0 last night. Jonathan Quick looking like prime LA Kings version of Jonathan Quick last night. He was tremendous in that game for the New York Rangers. And like I said, a nice solid win. No question, and they get the job done 2-0 there over Vancouver. A much-needed win as well for the New York Rangers in that game with how much they have slumped and struggled here to begin this season. Sorry about Olofsson. He got a hat trick, too. I said 2 goals. Yeah, hat trick for Victor Olofsson there in that Colorado victory. Montreal, Cole Caulfield, Mr. Overtime. Does it again. Unbelievable. Double-digit overtime game-winning goals for him the last 2 seasons combined. He gets another. Just a crafty play. Finds the opening, banks it in off the back of the pads of Joey Decord, and Montreal with a 4-3 overtime win, bouncing back in overtime to win that game after they had a 3-1 lead, and they ended up seeing Seattle score. Actually, they had a 3-0 lead. Seattle scored 3 unanswered goals, a couple by Brandon Montour, but Montreal, with Caulfield's game-winning goal, gets the 4-3 overtime win. And then the last game of the night ended. We all shit on this game. They said, really? We're going to end this beautiful night of NHL Frozen Frenzy action with LA and San Jose? Turned out to be a better game than we thought. And unfortunate for San Jose, they deserved a better fate. The shots were, 42-14, something along those lines. I mean, Kemper was good, and it seemed like everything LA got as far as an offensive opportunity they put in the back of the net, which means, man, that speaks volumes about where San Jose's defense and their goaltending is at right now. But Sharks deserved a better fate. Thought they should have gotten 2 points. They played with that urgency. They really wanted to get that first home win of the season. Keep in mind, San Jose's wins have all been on the road. They have yet to win in the Shark Tank, and they played like a team that really wanted to get that first home win, but unfortunately not able to, even though I think they deserved the 2 points. They fall short 4-3 to LA. We do cash the Sharks team total over there. Full game over. So it's kind of a split. We lost the first period over. We lost San Jose money line, but we did have San Jose team total over and the full game over. And an overall spectacular night. Splendid night of profits. And obviously a splendid night of hanging out with so many great people, viewers, listeners, and our Ice Guys family, including Perlo. Perlo, your thoughts on last night?
Yeah. First of all, I mean, that was just an amazing show. period. If I just happened to be in the show, but if I wasn't in the show, I would have enjoyed that immensely. You just had great characters coming on, like Massey coming in, bringing in some fine picks, by the way. Edmonton Oilers under 0.5 goals first period, and the under in the LA San Jose first period was absolutely amazing. But yeah, we hit a lot of live bets, and I, like you, hit like everything last night. It's just one of those things where everything was going. About the games, like one thing we talked about last night is these young teams like Anaheim and Chicago. You know, we might want to in the future start looking at betting against them late a little bit now until they start to mature a little bit. It's just common with young teams to let a couple goals back in late in the third period and stuff like that. So I'm going to be looking at that. One thing I did have that you didn't have was I had Detroit over St. Louis. And I wanted to talk about that because they got to try to find a way to recreate that energy after the coach bump last year. It doesn't seem like they have it. Things seem a little bit stale to start off the season. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. Montgomery's a great coach, and he's did a lot of great things. So it could move on. But until then, I'm still going to be continuing to fade St. Louis. However, on the other hand, I wouldn't have had Montreal if it wasn't for you, because I was actually just on that draw on the game and just realized at the time it was your best bet. So I took it. Me personally, last 2 days, and especially 15-3 on premium props. I usually don't play that many, but they've been hitting like crazy right now. I've been really hitting hard on premium props. Another thing I think I have, one of the mistakes I've been making, if I have made a mistake, is this year, spots seem to be everything. If you play in the spots, my two biggest losses yesterday was actually, one was a spot, but not thinking enough about the defense with Carolina. That was probably my most bonehead play, taking Carolina in that spot. Carolina has always been a great first team first game back off of a Western road trip. It's always been excellent. But I didn't think enough about the fact that, Miller is not there, Slavin is not there, and it really showed up. Good thing I had the over on that game. The other one was the Oilers Utah. I had Utah, but that was such an Oilers spot. So and I found this year so far where I've been burnt the most is not paying attention to spots. So, and they've been hitting the spots have been hitting quite a bit. There's a few of the games that really Minnesota. I know that Alex said last night that Heinz bought a house, so he's not going to be leaving anytime soon. Houses can be sold. It's simple as that. I'm not sure about that. You lose to San Jose. You have a division opponent coming the next day. Not to say that they didn't deserve to win that game because they did outshoot Winnipeg, so that might save them a little bit. But if they don't keep that up in that playing that way for the next little bit, if they can't keep that intensity like they did last year when they went on a run before Kaprizov and Ek got injured, I think Heinz's Haas is really hot right now, super hot right now. That team is a little better than that. I know they're not the most. They're a little older, but they have enough depth, and they have that. They just gave a guy $17 million a year. You're an owner right now, and you're looking at this team going, dude, I just paid $17 million out for Kaprizov right now because you convinced me, and I'm sure he convinced himself, that we need him. We're going to be a team with him. And you're going on a downtrend like this. There's no excuses right now in Minnesota. This is it right here. You got to be doing it right now. And they're not. I don't care if the fact that they let him back in or the goaltending wasn't. You make all the excuses you want. That team is not clicking, and I think they're in big, big trouble. The Pittsburgh Philly game, I did have a little bit on Philly in that game. My question with Pittsburgh, the question with Pittsburgh, I think it will, and that'll be a bet against coming up in the next little while. I'm glad they're winning right now because we should be able to get some good prices on Pittsburgh. That defense can't hold up. So I'm going to be looking at fading.
They're the October Penguins. That's what I've told people about Pittsburgh. November start fading them. They're gonna fall off. But October they got off to a good start last year too. So just don't fade them in October. They're feeling it right now. But yeah, they'll level off. You're right. I don't think their defense is good enough to maintain this trajectory.
Yeah. The Vancouver. I'll go to the Vancouver Rangers game because I can't go through all the games. That was a win for the Rangers, but that was a big loss for Vancouver. That was a debilitating loss for Vancouver. You have a Rangers game coming in. It was against, Miller's on the other side, all of the drama that goes on there. It was sort of a measuring stick where are we right now? I believe that game was that. And that really shows me, to me said where they are. And that is another team that unfortunately, because of injuries and everything, is going to go right down to the bottom. The problem is that Pacific Division, who's going to not be on the bottom of the Pacific Division? San Jose, Vancouver, Calgary, Seattle. We'll talk about Seattle too. Seattle will burn out too. That'll be another team we'll be betting against. So we have a team like LA with that. I'll talk about the night game with San Jose. I know that was a bad spot for LA. Okay. It was a bad spot for San Jose too, but that was a loss. That was simply a loss. I don't care. That's a spot where the character comes out, where you start to grind in. You don't have a letdown spot. You haven't had a good start to the season. You got on a bit of a roll on the road, and you go to a bad spot against a San Jose team, and you get 14 shots. That, fortunately for them, they're in the Pacific Division, but that team is abhorrent. It is really bad, and it's not anything to do with their forwards, and that's the sad thing. They've got poor defense. They've got poor coaching, and it's really sad to see. So there's another coach I think is on the block here right away. I guess. I don't know. He hasn't been fired yet. I don't know what he did. If he's in that group, that there's that. Apparently there's like a little club in LA. They got the thing going on like Edmonton used to have when they sucked for 10 years. And it's destroying them. It's killing them. It's a terrible thing to watch. But those were my takes. Pretty much on the games last night. I had the Islanders over for a lot. I'm going to be taking San Jose overs every time they play. They just have no defense. That Askarov kid has to go down. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he doesn't look like. Now look, he's got a terrible blue line in front of him. But yeah he needs some seasoning still.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that to a kid. I think it's him doing it to himself because he believes in himself that much. That's the reason why he left Nashville and said, I want to play in the NHL. And really, I just think they're throwing them to the wolves till he finally says, okay, I got it. I should go down. But okay, so that's my take on yesterday. There's probably tons more, but man, there's so many games.
So many games. You're right. Exactly. I mean, I hit something on every game there in the monologue there, but like I said, I went rapid fire because it's just so many games. All right, we got one game tonight. It is Toronto and Columbus. We got the Blue Jackets -120 home favorite, 6.5 the total. Both teams on a back-to-back. Not really interested in backing either side in this spot or either goalie in this spot, quite honestly. We are going to see Elvis Merzlikins in net here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And you guys know, even though he's actually played somewhat okay, at times this year, his numbers aren't bad. 2.96 goals against, .915 save percentage, and they are 3-1 with Merzlikins in net this year, the Jackets. I still have to see more. It's a guy that's kind of had ups and downs, and he's certainly gotten off to a decent start this year. But like I said, still got to see a little bit more. On the Toronto side, they're still without Chris Tanev on the blue line. We've talked about that. Probably will miss at least another game here. I don't think he's going to be back tonight. And we see that without him, they're giving up more shots. They're giving up more chances. We know the goaltending from Anthony Stolarz. He's got a -negative rating right now as far as his goals saved above average on the season, which, considering the way he played last year, is a bit surprising. He has not played great start this year. But again, without Tanev, the blue line has struggled a bit for the Leafs. And now tonight, we should see. Now, this is not confirmed, but I'd be shocked if it's not. Caden Primo getting the start here for the Leafs on the back-to-back. This is probably going to be Caden Primo's last start with the big club, with the NHL team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, because Joseph Woll is going to return to his regular spot behind Stolarz as the 1B goaltender. And once that happens, they will send Primo down to the AHL with the Toronto Marlies. So this is definitely a chance for him to show what he's got. But for me, it's very simple. Over bifecta for me, over 1.5 first period, over 6.5 full game. The over bifecta is already 2-0 this season. First period and full game over have cashed in both of Caden Primo's starts this season for Toronto. The game against Buffalo on Saturday, and then there was a game against Nashville earlier this season where first period and full game over both got it. It was 7-4. That game ended in favor of Toronto against Nashville earlier this season when Primo started for the Leafs. And again, I'll reiterate the trend regarding Primo that I mentioned the last time he started on Saturday's show. He has made 13 starts in the NHL, Montreal last year and Toronto this season combined. 13 starts. And all 13 of Caden Primo's starts have had 7+ total goals in the game, and all 13 have gone over the total. A 13-0 over the total mark in Caden Primo's 13 appearances in net last season and this season combined. So, yeah, over bifecta to me is the bet. I mean, that's the way to go about it. I don't know if I trust either of these teams as far as winning the game. Someone's going to. Both teams run a back-to-back, so that's a wash as far as the scheduling spot. But, yeah, I think there's goals here tonight, and we'll ride at the 13-0 streak with overs for Caden Primo in between the pipes here. And 13 straight 7+ goals. And obviously, if you get that here, you're cashing your ticket with this total here, 6.5. Perlo, what do you think here, Leafs, Blue Jackets?
I was meaning to look up what the record for Primo is in that with all of those overs too. And how many was it that Toronto was scoring, and how many was it that the other team was?
He was
scoring?
giving up a lot. You know, I actually did look at it. I think a couple of times ago when he started against Nashville, and he gave up a lot of goals in a lot of those starts, but the other team was kind of scoring for him. And I think it's one of those deals where they sense, the team with Primo and net senses, hey, we got to get our offense going here.
Yeah.
We can't try to win a 3. We got to give this guy some run support, you know, so to speak. And I think that definitely plays a role in it. But yeah, just pretty incredible to see the run that this has been for Caden Primo the last couple of seasons. Like I'm looking at this year, 4-3-7-4. In his 2 starts. And then you go back to last year, and it's pretty insane, you know, the game log where it's nothing but, 9-2, 6-5, 4-3, 5-2, 6-3, those kind of games. So, like I said, it's been pretty remarkable that in 13 straight Caden Primo starts, all 13 of them have gone over, and all 13 of them have had minimum 7 goals in the game.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm on that as well, of course. Like, there's no doubt about that. I like let's go. How about we go a Robinson special, but we do it with the 6.5, like just over 1.5. We'll parlay the 2 together. That probably pays pretty well. I got a little bit here on for the side on this game. This is what Berube said after the game yesterday. It's good to get on the road again for sure. Toronto said after the 4-3 victory, we go to Columbus and take care of business there. But we get a couple days before the Philadelphia game on Saturday where guys can gel together on the road and be around each other. If that doesn't sound like look ahead to me, I don't know what does. That is a terrible thing for a coach to say, to tell you the honest truth, to give that. Basically, he's saying win or lose, we're going to hang out and have fun. I don't like that at all. So I'm going to take Columbus Blue. I'm going to take Columbus first period here. And because it's Primo, I'm going to put a little bit on Columbus 2 goals first period. They had the last year, they had a really good first period record. This year they have not. And I think they're going to focus on the first period in this game. They're going to be up for this game. They got a lot of Toronto boys on there, Monahan, Fantilli. They're going to be really up for this game. And on the other side of things, I listened to Evison last night after his game in Buffalo, and he was all business. He was basically, we got to win. So what? That's it. We got a game tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. I really like Columbus first period here, and I'm going to take him over 1.5 for goals in the first period. I got a few plays last night. I had a really good couple days here, and I just want to have fun with it. And since I'm on the show, I'm going to play a couple. I'm going to take Blue Jackets team total over 3.5. I think that they're going to be really, really focused on this game, and I think Toronto's not going to be last. I got a little bit on Columbus to win the game. That's my lowest bet for the reasons you said. They're both on a back-to-back and all that. Of course, I got the over in the over first period, and I'm going to parlay those two. I got Monahan for assist and Marchenko for a goal at plus 325. I got Monahan for assist. He's had 5 assists in the last 5 games. Veronka for a goal at plus 425. Veronka for a goal for plus 4. And I got Voronkov over 1.5 shots, Marchenkov over 1.5 shots at plus 140. I took a little bit on the draw to cover my bets because they're both on a back-to-back. They may both be just happy to get a point here. Toronto probably is the better team in this spot. So if they do wake up, they could come back. We know all about the goaltending in Columbus in the third period. And Toronto, usually like they did yesterday, if they decide to wake up in the third period, they can put it away or at least cause a draw. So I do like the draw a little bit. And I'm going to parlay Tavares and Nyes together back and forth. They really have got good connection together. On the road, second lines have a tendency to do better. Because they get better matchups. Usually the home team is matching up against the top line. With Nylander up there on the top line, though, he's going to be matching up with Marchenko. And he's great for offense, but you leave Marchenko alone in the defensive zone, and he's going to hurt you. So I'm taking Marchenko 2 goals in this game, and I'm going to take over 2.5 shots. As if you were watching last night or you followed me, that's an everyday play for Marchenko as well. And finally, I got both teams to score 2 goals and Columbus to win the game at plus 270.
There you go. Yeah, Marchenko over 2.5 shots is 5 straight. That's cashed. So
yeah. He hits all the time on that.
89%. So I think there's probably probably maybe one game all year that maybe he stayed under his shots on goal.
Minus 136. You get great numbers on that. I've been putting upwards to 5 units on that all year long. So
I mean, if you find players, especially early in the season before numbers adjust, where it's just consecutively over their shots, time and time again. Take advantage of that. Tavares over 2.5 and 4 straight. Kent Johnson over 1.5 and 3 straight. So there's a few streaking shots.
There's a couple shots on goal. The great thing about when you're doing shots on goal,
isn't Tavares chasing like a record too, or some kind of milestone? He is, because they talked about it last night during the Calgary game.
And I got him over shots too. I got Tavares. He's been going over shots and goals and whatever. Yeah, he's just playing unreal right now. Really. Yeah. Him and Nyes are connecting well. Well, while you're looking for that, when you're looking for shot props, if the best thing to look for is the most consistent player that plays for teams that nobody cares about. Yeah. Columbus Blue Jackets, nobody really cares about it. Marchenko, I actually have a little bit on Marchenko MVP this year.
He's looking for his 500th goal. Tavares,
500th goal. 500th goal. Take a Tavares goal.
You got to bet that shots on goal. Sure. Yeah, no wonder he's going over that. He's trying to get it. He's trying to get that 500. Yep.
Yeah. So look for teams that they don't care about and players that don't go way over all the time. Marchenko usually hits like 3, maybe 4, so he doesn't get adjusted that much. So you want players that hit that 3, hit that 4, do it 9 out of 10, and play on teams that nobody cares about because nobody's betting it. So you can usually run that. Like I ran what's his name, that defenseman in Anaheim, what's his name, Lacombe,
Kooky, Lemmy Lacombe. Yeah,
I ran Lacombe for half a year last year, and he hit 95% for the first part of the year until they started playing Zellweger on the power play, and then I had to cut him off. But yeah, those are great plays. Anyways.
Good stuff. Yeah, good. I like those Marchenko and Tavares shots props. And I don't bet many, but I might, because it's only the one game tonight. I might.
Well, Tavares, if he's going for his 500, this would be a great.
He's going for 500 goals. So, and I think he wants to get it sooner rather than later. Yeah,
I might ladder that a little bit, actually.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, no doubt. So, and definitely liking goals in that game with the goaltending matchup we're getting, and both teams trending over too. Columbus, not so much Columbus, but early they were trending under actually Columbus, but 2 straight Columbus games now have gone over the total, and Toronto's 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games coming into this one, and each of the last 2 meetings here in Columbus have gone over the total as well with the Leafs and the Blue Jackets. As far as props for me. Nye's hungry, Nye's 1 goal from you, and I can't describe. Matthew Nye's, McMahon, I think, is still worth a look because he's up on the top line still. Miles Wood has been shooting the puck more, and he scored the game winner last night. And Yegor Sheinikov.
I was just going to say
line.
that.
Or sorry, not on that top line, on that 4th line. He's down on the 4th line for Columbus, but he scored in back-to-back games for them now.
He wants to get traded, man. He wants to get traded. He's a
I think
good
he's trying
little
to prove
player.
a point. Either move me up the lineup or get me out of here.
That's
right. Kind of the way he's playing with that kind of mindset. So Sheinikov goal prop, I think, worth a look tonight as he looks to make it 3 games in a row with a goal for the Blue Jackets. All right, great stuff. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. Again, awesome turnout for the Betcast last night. We thank all of you for joining us. Check out wizardsportspicks.com. Me, Alex, Matt Robinson, a bunch of great handicappers. 7-0 sweep of the board at Wizard Sports Picks.
Woo.
Last night for me in all sports. 6-0 NHL sweep, 1-0 in the NBA. We got NHL and NBA tonight up on the website. Premium picks. Make sure you check it out. Daily premium picks, single game premium picks, 3-pick, 5-pick packages available. We're going to have long-term subscription options available soon once that's up and running on the website. So make sure you check it out, wizardsportspicks.com. And also make sure you check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/iceguys, just $10 per month. Again, great reception from all the Patreon members. You get, obviously, goalie charts, totals charts, all the bonus content, future exclusive live betcasts, and, of course, access to our daily betting card. And if you are a Patreon member prior to today, and you saw that betting card last night, we crushed it. It was an incredible result with the Patreon NHL betting card that gets posted on the Patreon page for Patreon members. So make sure you check that out. You get it every single day. Sides, totals, player props posted each and every day on the Patreon page. We have live chat rooms as well that our Patreon members can talk about everything as well, and place live bet or post about live bets, post their wagering tickets as well if they want. So all that and more, and it's just $10 per month. We have never changed the price on this. Your subscription goes a long way to supporting the show and keeping it going long term. So make sure you sign up, $10 per month, patreon.com/iceguys, and check out the Ice Guys store, iceguys.myspreadshop.com. Get your gear, get your merch, plenty of great items available. Check it out at the Ice Guys store, iceguys.myspreadshop.com. Bargain bin special of the night, best bets coming up right after we hear from our great Ice Guys sponsors.
Wizard Sports Picks, featuring the finest handicappers in the universe. Sharp insights, trusted picks, and relentless results. We strive to help you become consistent winners. This is Wizard Sports Picks.
Praise for yourself with my mouth is no Royal Cannabis, where the kings and queens shop.
All right, thanks to all our sponsors, including our brand new smoke sponsor of the show, Royal Cannabis. Check out royalcannabisshop.com, 20% off with promo code IceGuys. All right, bargain bin special of the night. I guess that's the only thing that didn't go my way and our way last night was no bargain bin hits. But that's okay. We got one game to choose from tonight. Perlo, bargain bin special, Toronto Columbus.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give two just because there's one that I want to give out because I've been watching this guy and I think he's ready to score. But I'm gonna take the Marchenko goal, Monahan assist at plus 320. And Matejchuk, this guy has been playing out of his head. And he's had lots of chances recently. And I just got this gut feeling playing on a back-to-back. The forwards could be a little tired, going back to the D quite a bit. I'm going to take him up plus 1,200 to pot his first goal this year.
That's worth a bet. I mentioned it yesterday. He had scored a couple prior to last night. Last night he didn't get on the board, but now he's back home. You know, you could even see him. I find sometimes the defensemen, they're a little more active sometimes on their home ice, and you might see him get involved in the play a little bit more. It's worth a shot at that price. No argument here. I'm just going with one bargain bin for tonight, and I mentioned him for Columbus. Yegor Shinikov, plus 490. He scored in back-to-back games. See if he can make it 3 in a row. I like the price. Yegor Shinikov, Columbus, plus 490 for my bargain bin special of the night. All right, best bets from the Leafs Blue Jackets. Perlo, what do you like for best bet?
Well, I think we're both on the over here, but I'll throw another. I'll give out that Marchenko over 2.5 shots. That's my best bet for today.
There you go. Marchenko over 2.5 shots on goal. 5 straight. He's gone over 2.5 shots on goal for Perlo with his best bet. My best bet, you know what it is. Toronto Columbus over 6.5, minus 120. 13 Caden Primo starts have gone over the total since the beginning of last year, 13 straight. And all 13 have had 7 or more goals scored in them. We'll ride that trend tonight. Both teams have been scoring, and neither team's been totally a shutdown team defensively. The last 2 meetings have gone over in Columbus as well. 8-2 run to the over for Toronto. Leafs and Blue Jackets for me, over 6.5, minus 120 for my best bet for this lone game on the Wednesday night slate. Great stuff. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button on the way out. Told you it would be a quick show today. And we'll be back tomorrow, though. Busy Thursday card. And we got David from Raleigh, North Carolina, big Canes fan, joining us as a guest tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Yeah, Perlo.
Can I add one more thing? I forgot to say it. At the end of this month, go to my community link. All my premium picks are going to be for just donation. So if you go over to my Perlo's NHL POW, it's all donation. You can get all my premium picks for any donation whatsoever. I'm just throwing it out there for you. So head over to Perlo's NHL POW. Sorry, I forgot to promote myself.
There we go. That's what we're here for. All right, great stuff. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. A reminder, the Ice Guys is live 7 days a week, Tuesday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, Sunday, noon Eastern. Monday, we push the show back a little bit to around 3:30 Eastern. And if you can't watch the show live, download the Ice Guys podcast in audio form on all major podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and more. Download the Ice Guys podcast when you can't watch the show live. For Perlo, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we are back on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern for another edition of the Ice Guys.